Alright, we're back out in the field again today, doing a little digging. Brought my AT, not my AT, but my Ace 200. And we're in a place that we were put upon by our father-in-law. He told us about an old house that used to be here years ago. And supposedly there's an old cemetery that we're going to try to check out a little bit later on the other side. But I came up here with low expectations, but I've already dug nothing worth anything, but history-wise, I've dug up some, I'll show you here. Dug up 4 mason jar lids already, which tells me that there was a house here and that this was probably the trash dump, or they've either, see there's a gas well in here now. That's either where they've shoved up the dirt, pushed the house down, and all the junk's up here. But this is what I got, and I just dug this up a few minutes ago. First one I've ever dug. You probably know what that is. That's a plow point. That's pretty neat. It looks like 2 of them welded together. But anyway, yeah, that's what we got so far. Plow point and 4 mason jar lids. And we're gonna keep at it. If we come across anything else, we'll surely turn the camera back on. Alright, had to go back and get my camera. I left it sitting in another spot. I just dug up a pretty cool lock, an old padlock. It ain't super old, but it seems to be brass. Everything on it seems to be brass. Found this little bottle in the same hole. This area seems to be like it's got a few things in it. Not super old, but at least I'm finding stuff. I stopped at an area on down the road here and didn't find nothing but aluminum foil. But anyway, let me show you this. Here's the bottle. It was just right under the surface of these leaves and this loose dirt. I don't know how old it is, but it's pretty neat. But I really like this little lock. It's got this right here on the back. I'm not sure what that's for, to be honest with you. But it seems to be solid brass. It's heavy. It still swings. Look at that. I mean, that's a pretty neat little lock. Anyway, if we find anything else, we'll turn the camera back on. Okay, finally got a decent hit here. And when I flipped the plug over, here's what I found. You guys know what this is? Remember me showing you this in my intro? That is a harmonica reed. So there's some history behind that. You know, I don't really know who lived here years ago. My father-in-law knows. I may get the information from him, but that's pretty cool, finding harmonica reeds, because you know somebody actually had that in their hand at one time. Anyway, we'll swing some more and come across anything else worth showing you. We'll turn the camera back on. Okay, everybody, pretty sure I found something really cool here that's related to the mine industry. I got this hit. I'm on the side of the hill here, up above where I found the mason jar lids. But I got this hit right here, and it seemed like it was pretty big, which this may not be all that's in the hole. I don't know, but I can see what I think to be is a carbide lamp from back in the 30s when they used to use them to go underground. So we're going to dig this out together to see what it is. You can see right there in the hole, right here is looks like the rim, the reflector light, and this is the lamp itself right here. But we're going to do our best to dig this out of here while we're on camera without tearing this thing up. I don't want to destroy it. It's already broken. Of course, it's been in the ground for a long time. But we're going to get it out of here as delicate as we can without destroying it. Almost got it. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That is a carbide lamp. See, here's the hook. They're hooked on the miner's hat. Now that is something sweet right there to find. That is awesome. It's in rough shape, but man, that is just too cool. First one I ever found. I found if y'all remember, I showed you the remnants of I found the rim of one at another spot, just this part right here. I've never found a complete one. They gotta be really easy with this thing because it's in rough shape. But yeah, that is cool, man. That relates way back to the 30s, maybe even the 20s. That's the best find of the day right there. Best find of the day. I'm glad you guys were here with me to share it with me. Find anything else, I'm gonna recheck this hole, because I don't know if this was the only signal. If I dig anything else, I'll surely let you know. Okay, I never did find that cemetery. I looked, but I didn't find anything. Checked around a little bit on the ridge over there, didn't find anything, but catch-up package, imagine that in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, I'm heading out. It's a little ways back to the house. I'm in my side-by-side today, and I drove quite a bit to get here, so it'll be dark shortly. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming with me, and please watch my videos. When we get home, Lord willing, we'll clean up the stuff we found, and we'll give you a tally of it and an overview and maybe a little history. And until next time, have a blessed day in Jesus' name. Okay guys, we got everything cleaned up that we found today. I want to say first, thank you for coming with us, and it was a great hunt. I really enjoyed myself. I'm thankful to my father-in-law for telling me about this place. The stuff we found was these mason jar lids. They're ball lids, B-A-L-L, and I'm not sure how old they are, but it seems to be a pretty common find so far. And this one here actually has the ceramic seal in it that they used to seal the jar. And these are pretty neat finds. But also the harmonica reed. This is the harmonica reed we found. It's just half of one. I've actually got some full ones that I found at another location. This is the plow point. It's actually two bolted together plow point that we found. They used these to farm with, of course. For those of you who didn't know, back in the older times, a lot of folks had to use mules. I don't think this is one of those kind of plows, but it's old regardless. And this lock right here we found was pretty neat. I done some research on it. It's a WB lock. It's all brass. It's made for outdoor use, and this right here would normally have a chain attached to it. That way when you unlock the lock and you had to take it off the hasp, you didn't lose it. It would always be there. And those date back, I think it was the 50s that this lock dates back. So that's pretty neat find. We found this little bottle. I don't have a clue what it is or where it came from, you know, what it stands for. This is an old lock also that we found. No writing at all on it, no inscriptions at all. But the coolest find we had was, of course, the carbide lamp that we dug together on the side of the hill. And this is a great piece of mining history. The patent dates on the top go back to the early 20s or mid 20s. So that puts a lot of years on this thing. And I done this damage. I hit it with the shovel, my big shovel, when I found it in the hole. And wish I hadn't done that, but that's, you know, hindsight's 20/20, they say. Be more careful in the future for sure. But I did want to tell you how these things worked. And what they did was, it still actually comes apart. This bottom piece screws off. The calcium carbide would go in here in the solid form. The top canister, which wouldn't have had these holes in it, this lid opened and you filled it with water. And this right here would have had a rod that came out here that you could adjust the drip of the water. And the mixture of the water and the calcium carbide would cause a gas, which came out the front right here. This is a striker, just like would be on a lighter. And the miner would strike that, and he could adjust the flame, of course, with the water flow. So that's a little brief history on that. And these are still used in caving. From what I can find on the internet, people still use those in caving, still even today. But yeah, that's a pretty awesome find. That's one of my best finds yet so far. But we do like this plow piece, you know, that puts a person, all this stuff This is personal. This is personal. Somebody had to take these and work with them. And I'm about the history. I don't care if I ever strike it rich. I just like finding things from the past. But anyway, we had a good hunt. Had a good time. The weather was great. I plan on going back to that site, Lord willing, if I ever get the time to do so. But because I didn't get to really search it thoroughly, there's still a lot of ground there to cover, and I'm sure there's more relics to be found. Hopefully you'll go with us the next time we go. Also, this was inside of the lamp. I don't know if there's any carbide left. I would say probably not. It's probably old and deteriorated by this time. You know, haven't been in the ground for 70, 80 years, almost 100. You know, that's a cool relic for me right here in this area where I live. You know, that's a great find for me. Means a lot. You know, I like to go out and dig and find stuff in the ground, find these treasures from the past. But the greatest treasure I ever found was a man called Jesus Christ. And I'm so thankful that he abides in my heart. And friend, if you don't know him, I beg you to make time to seek him to be your Savior.